Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the life of one of the greatest performers to ever walk this earth, Freddie Mercury. You know, there's a scene in Bohemian Rhapsody that perfectly captures who Freddie was, just before Queen's legendary Live Aid performance in 1985. Freddie looks at his bandmates and says, "We'll blow the roof off this place." Brian May calmly replies, "Wembley Stadium doesn't have a roof." And Freddie, without missing a beat, says, "Then we'll blow a hole in the sky." That line right there sums up everything about Freddie Mercury. He wasn't meant to stay on the ground. He was born to rise, to shine, and to break every boundary in his way. Freddie Mercury wasn't just a singer. He was a phenomenon, but it's crazy to think that before the fame, before the lights, before the world knew his name, he was Farrokh Bulsara, a shy boy from Zanzibar. Born in 1946, raised partly in Bombay. Freddie's life started far from the glittering world of rock when he was 17. His family moved to Middlesex, England, where he'd start from scratch. He took a simple job as a baggage handler at Heathrow Airport. But even then, you could tell there was something different about him. He had this energy, this spark, like he was made for something bigger, and that something was music. Freddie loved art, he loved style, and he loved sound. He started playing with bands, experimenting, dreaming. Then one day, fate stepped in. He met Brian May, Roger Taylor, and later, John Deacon, and Queen was born. And from that moment on, the world of rock music was never the same again. Queen wasn't just another band. They were an explosion of creativity. Rock, pop, opera, funk. They did it all. Freddie wasn't afraid to mix everything together where others saw limits. He saw opportunity. He once said, "We're a bit theatrical, aren't we?" And yes, they were gloriously so. Bohemian Rhapsody, We Are the Champions, Somebody to Love, Don't Stop Me Now. These weren't just songs. They were anthems. They were statements. They told the world, this is who we are. And we're proud of it. But behind the stage lights and the powerful voice was a man with real emotions. Freddie was confident on stage, but off it, he was shy, sensitive, even lonely sometimes. He had a beautiful heart, loyal, caring, and deeply connected to those he loved. Mary Austin Mary was Freddie's closest companion. His soulmate in every sense of the word. He once said, "All my lovers ask me why they couldn't replace Mary, but it's simply impossible." That quote says so much about who he was. He loved deeply, and even when life pulled them in different directions, their bond never broke. As Queen rose to global fame, Freddie's image began to evolve. In the late 70s, he stepped into his most iconic look, the mustache, the leather, the chains. That wasn't just style, it was self-expression. It was Freddie saying to the world, "This is me. Take it or leave it." But not everyone understood when Queen released the video for I Want to Break Free, which showed the band dressed in drag. MTV banned it in the U.S. America turned away for a while. But Freddie didn't care. He never changed for approval. He lived authentically. And that's why people around the world, in Europe, Japan, South America, adored him even more now. What made Freddie so special wasn't just his voice, it was his fearlessness. While other bands stuck to one style, Freddie and Queen reinvented themselves again and again. One day, they'd be opera. The next, they'd be rock. Then disco talk critics didn't get it. They said Queen didn't have a consistent identity. But Freddie saw it differently. He once said, "We're not afraid of trying anything. We just want to do what we feel." That's art. That's freedom. And that's why, even decades later, their music still feels fresh and alive. In 1985, Freddie took a little creative detour, his solo album, Mr. Bad Guy, A lot of people thought it meant he was leaving Queen. But that wasn't true. He just needed to explore another side of himself. When he came back, the band's chemistry was stronger than ever. But behind the scenes, something dark was unfolding. Freddie had been diagnosed with AIDS, and at that time, the world didn't understand the disease. There was fear, stigma. Silenced out Freddie kept it private for as long as he could. But instead of slowing down, he did the opposite. He poured his entire soul into the music. Songs like The Show Must Go On and These Are the Days of Our Lives became his way of saying goodbye, not with sorrow, but with strength. During the recording of The Show Must Go On, Brian May was worried Freddie wouldn't be able to sing. He was weak. His body was in pain, but Freddie just looked at him and said, "I'll fucking do it, darling." And he did. One perfect, powerful take. That's Freddie Mercury, unstoppable to the very end. On November 24th, 1991, Freddie Mercury passed away. He was only 45. It was one of the darkest days in music history. But Freddie's story didn't end there, because legends don't die. They echo, and Freddie's voice, it still echoes louder than ever. His music continues to inspire new generations. His story continues to teach us that it's okay to be different, to live boldly, to love freely. Freddie Mercury wasn't just a performer. He was a symbol of freedom, of being unapologetically yourself. Today, when we hear Bohemian Rhapsody blasting through speakers, or We Are the Champions filling a stadium, it's not just nostalgia. It's proof that Freddie still lives in every note, every lyric, every heart that he's ever touched. He once said, "I won't be a rock star. I will be a legend." And he was absolutely right. Freddie blew more than a hole in the sky. He blew open our hearts. If you've made it this far, thank you. You're not just listening to Freddie's story. You're part of it, because every time someone sings along to "Don't Stop Me Now" or shouts Galileo, in Bohemian Rhapsody, Freddie lives again. That's the magic of real artistry. It never fades. So, wherever you are, remember this. Be bold. Be brave. Be yourself. That's what Freddie wanted from all of us. And as long as there are dreamers, as long as there are voices that refuse to be silenced, Freddie Mercury will never truly be gone. If you love Freddie Mercury, if his story inspires you, hit that like button. Share this video with someone who loves Queen. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories about the legends who changed music forever. Thank you for watching, and as Freddie would say, the show must go on.